What's up, everyone? I'm AJ Mondano. Here I am today with Mr. Oliveri, acting principal of the Grade 9 Center here at Oliveri High School. Mr. Oliveri, thank you for being here.
AJ, thanks so much.
Okay. So to start off, I just kind of wanted to talk about your journey as an educator, and you started as a math teacher, now you're a principal.
Yes, sir.
And kind of like how you got to that point.
So I was a math teacher for 10 years,
Okay.
and I've been an administrator for this is year 14 as an administrator. I taught for 3 years in Staten Island at my old alma mater, St. Joseph by the Sea High School.
Okay.
Education kind of fell into my lap. I ran into an old math teacher that I had, and they happened to have an opening, and the principal called, and I went in. I did some sort of like an informal student teaching, and the minute I stood in front of a class and started teaching, I kind of fell in love with it, and here we are 24 years later. I came over to Old Bridge in 2002.
Okay.
And I've been working as a vice principal since 2012, and I haven't turned back since, and I absolutely love it here. It's my second home.
That's great. So kind of talking about your journey, if you could go back in time, start from the beginning, what advice would you give yourself first starting out?
As a teacher or as an administrator?
First starting out as a teacher, administrator, just anything.
So what I would tell, and what I currently tell new teachers when they start out is just take a deep breath. You're not gonna, your career, you got a long career. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And the only thing that matters, the most important thing, is how you connect with the kids in your class. If you can make some meaningful connections, everything else will fall into place. You will be a good teacher if you make meaningful, strong connections with your kids.
All right. So kind of keeping with this theme of like teacher, administrator, what would you say are the pros and cons of both?
So one of the reasons I wanted to become an administrator is I needed change. I was 10 years in, and I felt like I was just ready for some change, and I felt like I was a pretty good teacher, and I felt like I wanted to take some of the good stuff that I was doing in the classroom and just expand on it and try to impact, a bigger population. And I felt like I could do that through building administration. So, that's the reason. That's the biggest reason I went from teaching to administration. Some of the cons, if there are any, is just you're always on, right? So, I have my own family at home who I love more than anything, but there are times when I'm, taken away from them because of my job responsibilities. But I remind myself that I do the things here so that I can provide for them. So it all kind of is interconnected. But there aren't a whole lot of cons to my job. I really do love who I work with, who I work for, and who I serve here at the high school.
That's great. So, you say that you love the high school and taking some of those quote-unquote good things for being a teacher and bringing them over to be an administrator.
Sure.
So what would you say is your favorite part of being an administrator?
Favorite part of being an administrator is when I see things like Pink Out, when I see things like Homecoming, when I see amazing community events that go for a good cause that originated here at the high school, because it's just people helping people. And Old Bridge, one of the board members said it recently, I remember in a meeting, we have Old Bridge is a large community, but it has such a small town feel. Mm-hmm. And it is so true. But one of the things I'm most proud of is when I see these big events, and it originates from such a good place here at the high school, and it's so rewarding and fulfilling.
So talk about Pink Out, some of these big events. What would you say is one event, beginning of the school year, something that you look forward to doing every year?
Pink Out, 100%. If I can get personal for a second, in 1987, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. She is turning 75 in 2 weeks, so she is still here, and she's healthy and she's vibrant, and but that is thank you, and it's an event that is near and dear to my heart specifically for that reason.
That's great.
Thank you.
So you say, we talk about Pink Out, and Old Bridge High School is this great place with a small town feel. So would that be kind of a way that you describe Old Bridge High School? Let's say someone who's never heard of Old Bridge High School, anything about it, how do you describe it to them? Kind of with that like small town vibe?
So it's a small city, right? In fact, I said it today. I was in a meeting with some state educators from the Department of Education, and they asked me the same question, and I said, it's at Old Bridge High School. If you come and look at our campus, it is a small city. However, everybody knows everybody. I can stand in the hallway, particularly at the Grade 9 Center where I'm at now, and 4 people won't walk past me before a staff member or a student will come over and give me a fist bump or something. there's something to be said for taking a really large place and breaking it down so that everyone feels like they're home, you know. But that's exactly how I would describe it. It looks like a city when you're looking to. If you're in the hallway during lunch or in change of class, it feels like a city. But truly, it does have that small town feel, which is wonderful.
I agree. So obviously, you love Old Bridge, I love Old Bridge. But let's talk about Staten Island for a second. Old Bridge versus Staten Island.
Old Bridge is Staten Island West.
Really?
That's how I would describe it. If you go back in my 14 years, I've had thousands and thousands of students, you know, in my caseload along the way, and I'd say, I don't know what a number is, maybe half have some kind of roots in Staten Island, whether it's their parents, their grandparents, but it's always a really, really good talking point. You know, Old Bridge now does have good pizza. It didn't for a while, but it does. But it's always a good talking point, and it's a good place. It's a good common point for. Sometimes you deal with some sensitive and tricky situations when you're you're speaking with students and parents or whatever's going on, and to find that common ground, find something to kind of. Then you realize you're just talking to it's person to person, right? And it becomes a little easier to manage.
Okay. Well, I think that just about does it. Thank you again for being here.
AJ, thanks so much. This is great. Thank you.
Thank you.